Imagine a world where the cash in your wallet is just colorful paper and the numbers in your bank account mean nothing. This isn't a scene from a movie. It's a reality that has played out again and again throughout history when financial systems finally break. Think of Weimar Germany, where people literally burned stacks of cash to stay warm because it was cheaper than buying wood. Or look at modern Venezuela, where hyperinflation got so bad people were trading fish for flour just to feed their kids. In those moments, what you physically own becomes infinitely more important than what the bank says you have. For those who are prepared, this kind of crisis isn't just a threat, it's when true value reveals itself. Because when money dies, a new currency is born, based on a system as old as humanity itself: bartering. In this video, we're pulling back the curtain on the 11 essential items that will become the new money when cash is worthless. These aren't just survival items, they are the keys to wealth and influence in a new economy. If you want to be one of the people who thrives while everyone else is just trying to survive, you need to pay close attention. Let's get into it. Number 1. Ammunition and security. Kicking off our list at number 1, and for a very good reason, is ammunition. Look, let's be real. When law and order breaks down, your number 1 priority is security. Before you can even think about food or water, you have to be able to protect what's yours. In a collapse, common ammo calibers, think 9mm, 22 LR, 5.56, and 12-gauge shells, become a fundamental store of value, arguably more stable than gold in the immediate aftermath. Why? Because their use is direct and undeniable. It's one of the few things that can single-handedly protect your life and your property. A starving person won't care about your gold coin, but they'll instantly understand the value of a box of shells that lets them hunt or defend their family. So what could you get for it? A single box of 9mm ammo could easily trade for a week's worth of food. A few shotgun shells might get you critical medical supplies from a neighbor who has them but can't protect them. This isn't about becoming an arms dealer. It's about understanding the raw economics of survival. People will trade almost anything to feel safe. Your strategy here is crucial. You want the most common calibers that fit the guns most people own. A rare, antique caliber is worthless if nobody can use it. Proper storage is also key. Keep it cool, dry, and sealed in ammo cans. Stored correctly, modern ammo lasts for decades, making it a perfect long-term investment. One final point. Trading ammo carries a heavy ethical weight. You have to be smart. Trading with a desperate father trying to protect his family is one thing. Trading with a local gang is something else entirely. But make no mistake, in the first chaotic days of a real crisis, those who have ammunition will be holding all the cards. Number 2. Non-perishable foods. Alright, at number 2 is something so basic we take it for granted. Non-perishable food. When supply chains snap, and trust me, they're more fragile than you think, grocery store shelves will be stripped bare in hours, not days. We all saw a little preview of this in 2020. In a real collapse, those trucks aren't just delayed, they stop coming. Period. In that new reality, calories become currency. Hunger is a primal force. A person who hasn't eaten in 3 days will trade family heirlooms, tools, even precious metals for a single can of soup. Survivors of the Bosnian War in the 90 seconds have told stories of people trading gold for a can of meat. This isn't a guess, it's a historical fact. The key is to stockpile foods with a long shelf life, high calorie count, and that are easy to divide. Think canned meats like tuna and chicken, canned stews, bags of rice, dried beans, pasta, and peanut butter. These are the workhorses. They're familiar, easy to prepare, and last for years. Here's a pro tip. Repackage bulk items into smaller, tradable units. A 50-pound bag of rice is a huge asset, but it's hard to trade. How do you make change? Instead, dividing it into 1 or 2 pound sealed bags makes it a liquid asset. And don't forget comfort foods. Items like honey, sugar, salt, and spices will be incredible luxuries. Salt, in particular, has been used as money for thousands of years. Ever wonder where the word salary comes from? Yep. Salt. It's not just for flavor, it's vital for preserving food. A small bag of salt could be worth its weight in, well, just about anything. When you stock food, you're not just stocking a pantry, you're building a bank. Every can of beans is a deposit that will only go up in value. Number 3. Hygiene products. Number 3 is something most people fatally underestimate, and it's a huge mistake: hygiene products. In a world without running water or garbage collection, cleanliness isn't about comfort, it's about life and death. When sanitation systems fail, the risk of disease goes through the roof. A simple cut can become a deadly infection. Staying clean is one of the best forms of preventative medicine you'll have. As one Hurricane Katrina survivor noted, people were desperately trading food for soap. Think about the psychological toll, too. An Argentinian man who lived through his country's 2001 collapse told a story about his neighbor trading diamond earrings for a single package of toilet paper and one bar of soap. Why? Because after weeks of filth, the need to feel human and maintain a shred of dignity becomes overwhelming. The best hygiene items for barter are bar soap, not liquid. It's lighter, more compact, and you can cut a bar into smaller pieces for trade. And let's talk about the king of this category, toilet paper. We all remember the great toilet paper panic of 2020. Now imagine that on a permanent scale. A single roll could be traded for a meal. Feminine hygiene products like tampons and pads are another absolute essential. Even if no women are in your group, stocking them is a brilliant strategic move. Half the population will need them, and they'll be impossible to find. Their trade value will be sky high. Other high-value items include toothpaste, toothbrushes, disposable razors, and wet wipes. A toothache is no joke when there are no dentists. In a world of filth, the person who can offer the simple gift of cleanliness will be able to name their price. Number 4. Water purification and storage. At number 4, we have the answer to the most critical human need, even more urgent than food: clean water. You can live for weeks without food, but you'll only last about 3 days without water. When the grid goes down, the water from your tap is no longer safe. The ability to purify water becomes the single most important survival skill. This is why water filters and purification methods are ultimate barter items. Someone dying of thirst will give you everything they own for safe drinking water. After every major disaster, what's one of the first things relief organizations hand out? Water filters. For bartering, portable filters like the LifeStraw or Sawyer Mini are pure gold. They're cheap to buy now, filter thousands of gallons, and are incredibly easy to use. A single LifeStraw that costs $20 today could be traded for a huge amount of food or fuel. The sales pitch is simple. This little device will keep your family from dying of cholera. It's an easy sell. Water purification tablets are another fantastic trade good. They're tiny, lightweight, and you can store thousands of them. A single tablet could be traded for a meal. During the Flint, Michigan water crisis, these same tablets were reportedly selling for over $100 online. Finally, don't neglect low-tech solutions like unscented household bleach. A small bottle can purify hundreds of gallons of water. You have to know what you're doing, of course, but that knowledge itself becomes valuable. You could become the local water baron, trading clean water for goods and services, constantly refilling your bank account from any nearby river or lake. Number 5. Fuel and fire starters. At number 5, we've got the very thing that kick-started human civilization: fire and energy. In a grid-down world, everything goes dark and cold. The ability to make fire on demand is everything. It provides warmth, cooks food, purifies water, and gives light and security. A survivor of the siege of Sarajevo said that disposable lighters were more valuable than a generator, which would just attract violent attention and get stolen. That's why a simple Bic lighter is a prepper's best friend. They're incredibly cheap, you can buy them in bulk, and a single one can start 1,000 fires. Waterproof matches and ferro rods are also top-tier barter items because they're so reliable. Now, let's talk about fuel. The most versatile and tradable form will be propane. Those small 1-pound green canisters for camping stoves are perfect. They're standardized, portable, and useful for cooking and heating. Anyone with a camping stove who runs out of fuel will trade dearly for another canister. Firewood will also become a critical commodity, especially in colder climates. If you have the land and ability to cut and season wood, you'll have a renewable source of wealth. Even in a city, bags of charcoal will be highly sought after. You're not just stockpiling fuel, you're stockpiling capability. You're stockpiling the ability to cook a hot meal, stay warm, and purify water. When the power is just a memory, the person who can offer a simple flame will be in a serious position of power. Number 6. The Holy Trinity: alcohol, tobacco, and caffeine. Alright, number 6 might be a little controversial, but it's an economic powerhouse in any crisis. The Holy Trinity of vices: alcohol, tobacco, and caffeine. You might not use them personally, but we're talking about what is proven, time and again, to be an unstoppable force in a barter economy. The reason is simple: addiction and morale. Think someone's going to quit smoking just because the world ended? Not a chance. In fact, the stress will make their cravings even worse. They'll trade practical, valuable items for a single pack of cigarettes just to feel normal again. During World War II, cigarettes were basically currency among soldiers. Alcohol is maybe the most versatile of the three. Small, plastic, airplane bottles of liquor are perfect for trade. First, it's a potent stress reliever. Second, high-proof alcohol works as an antiseptic for wounds or even a fire starter. This makes it highly desirable. Then there's caffeine, the world's most popular drug. Imagine the entire country going through caffeine withdrawal at the same time. The collective headache would be apocalyptic. Instant coffee is the ideal form to stockpile. It's light, has a long shelf life, and is easy to portion out. A spoonful could be worth a fortune. Even if you're against these items, ignoring their economic power is just being blind to human nature. You're not buying vices, you're buying leverage. Number 7. Seeds and gardening supplies. Number 7 is where we shift from short-term survival to long-term strategy. Seeds. Everything else we've talked about is a finite resource. You use it, it's gone. But seeds are a currency that multiplies. They represent the future. When the canned goods run out in month 6 or year 2, that's when the real panic sets in. The person who can turn a patch of dirt into a source of food will be a master of their own destiny. But here's the deal. You need open-pollinated, non-hybrid heirloom varieties. Why? Because the seeds from hybrid vegetables are often sterile, a one-shot deal designed to make you keep buying from a company. Heirloom seeds, on the other hand, produce vegetables that give you more viable seeds. It's the gift of perpetual food production. Keep seeds in their original, sealed packets for trade. It proves they're legit. Focus on high-yield, calorie-dense, and easy-to-grow plants like squash, beans, peas, and tomatoes. Also, don't forget the tools. Simple, durable hand tools like a trowel and a rake will be invaluable. You could offer a garden starter kit, a collection of seeds and tools, as a high-value trade package. By stocking heirloom seeds, you're investing in the ultimate renewable resource. Number 8. Precious metals, junk silver. At number 8, we've got the old-school classic, precious metals. But we need to be very specific. The real star of a barter economy isn't gold, it's junk silver. Junk silver is old US dimes, quarters, and half dollars minted in 1964 or earlier. They're made of 90% silver, so they have real, tangible value based on their metal content, not their face value. So, why junk silver over gold? Divisibility. Try buying a loaf of bread with a 1-ounce gold coin. It's like trying to buy a candy bar with a $1,000 bill. It's just not practical. Gold is for preserving huge amounts of wealth. But silver coins are perfect for the everyday economy. A 90% silver dime is a small, known amount of silver, perfect for smaller trades. In a barter economy, you run into the coincidence of wants problem. Basically, you have eggs and need fuel, but the guy with fuel needs medicine, not eggs. A direct trade is impossible. This is where a universal medium of exchange, like recognizable silver coins, comes in. He might not want your eggs, but he'll take your silver quarters because he knows he can use them to get the medicine he needs. Silver bridges the gap. While others are hauling around bulky items hoping to find a trade, you'll have a pocket full of real money, ready to do business. Number 9. Clothing and warmth. Coming in at number 9 is something we wear every day and totally take for granted. Clothing. In a long-term crisis, your clothes will wear out, and there won't be a mall to go to. New clothing will be a rare and precious commodity. The most valuable items will be durable and practical. Think rugged work boots. In a world where you're mostly walking, a good pair of boots is everything. Someone might trade a serious amount of food for a sturdy, waterproof pair. Want to know a secret millionaire maker in a collapse? Socks? No, I'm not kidding. Keeping your feet clean, dry, and healthy is critical to staying mobile. A simple pair of high-quality wool socks prevents infections and debilitating conditions. They're a perfect, low-cost, high-value barter item. Warmth is life, especially in colder climates. When the heat goes out, wool blankets, thermal underwear, and durable coats will be in high demand. Wool is especially valuable because it insulates even when wet. When stockpiling clothes for barter, focus on common sizes, durability, and function. Forget fashion. A pair of sturdy work gloves will be worth more than a designer suit. You're not just stocking clothes, you're stocking protection, mobility, and health. Number 10. Medical and pet supplies. Number 10 covers two things people will do anything to protect: their health and their pets. When 911 is silent and hospitals are closed, you are your own first responder. The ability to treat injuries and illnesses will be priceless. We're talking about the basics. Antibiotic ointments like Neosporin can prevent a small cut from becoming a life-threatening infection. Pain relievers like ibuprofen will be in incredibly high demand. Bandages, gauze, and medical tape are fundamental. You can never have too many. Now for the subcategory driven by pure emotion. Pet supplies. People love their pets. For many, a dog or cat is family. They will not let their companion starve. This makes basic dry pet food an incredibly smart and overlooked barter item. The logic is simple. A person who has food for themselves but nothing for their dog will be a highly motivated trader. You could trade a few pounds of dog food for human food, fuel, or whatever else you need. This is a transaction driven by love, not just logic, and that gives you a huge advantage. Number 11. Entertainment and morale boosters. Our final item, number 11, might sound like a luxury, but it's an absolute necessity: entertainment. The psychological weight of a collapse, the constant fear, the boredom, the darkness can be just as deadly as hunger. In a world without internet or TV, simple, non-electric entertainment becomes priceless. A deck of playing cards is a perfect barter item. It's small, light, and provides endless hours of distraction and social connection. Books are another treasure, offering escape and knowledge. For families with kids, the value of these items is multiplied 100 times. A parent desperate to give their child a moment of normalcy will trade almost anything for a simple board game, a puzzle, or a coloring book and some crayons. These aren't just toys. They are tools for preserving a child's innocence and a parent's sanity. Simple things like hard candy also fall into this category. The morale boost is huge. When you stockpile these items, you're stockpiling an antidote to despair. You're providing a service that's just as essential as food or water. You're a merchant of hope, and that currency never loses its value. As we've seen, when our financial system gets stripped away, true value is found in the pillars of human existence: security, health, and sustenance. The items on this list are the physical currency of that new world. Preparing isn't about fear. It's about confidence. It's about taking control of your family's future so that no matter what happens, your world stays secure. Look, this list isn't the final word, but it's a heck of a start. Begin by adding small amounts of these items each time you go to the store. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Now, I want to hear from you. What did we miss? What's your number one most underrated barter item? Drop it in the comments below. The more we share, the stronger we all become. And if you found this video valuable, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Stay prepared and stay free.